including being overweight. So, scientifically, you cannot drink alkaline water and it makes your cells alkalytic. The closer you are to nature, the healthier you'll be. Anything beats a zero.
All right. Happy Saturday, everyone. You are in the Mind of Nature, hosted by Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. This is a pre-recorded video. However, you can always drop your comments in the chat and we will do our best to get to them. Okay. So as you are coming in, please continue to do the same things that we usually do. And that is liking the live. That is sharing as well, and just being a part of the conversation. So Dr. Zarif, you can go ahead and join me here on stage and we can get started. Hello, and hello to you. How are you?
Hello to you too. All right, everybody is time. You know what you hear when you getting ready to, or you want to change, or you want to transition from where you are, and you want to do something that's greater, something better, something healthier. But somebody is bound to say, "Hey, well, so where you gonna get your protein from?" It's the dumbest. It is certainly the most not well thought of thing to say. I think it's just a total reaction. But I get
Yeah.
sick of hearing it. I think that, it's just, it really just shows you your mind is just much more, it's stronger than that. And, I just think that just stop the nonsense, man. People have been saying this for years. So let's talk about it. Since we're just pretty much, coming down on it a little hard, we want to also give you some alternatives, okay? So let's get on into it. We're going to talk about some things that we really thank you all that has stopped in to listen today. And Rashida Latif, thank you very much. Haven't seen you for 30 years or something like that. Is incredible. And it was really great hearing from you. And thank you very much for your letter telling me that you are passing the information to all of your loved ones. So thank you so much. And we really think, again, I'm still celebrating the wonderful Mr. Jordan Smart. He is
Noah? Noah
Noah,
Smart.
Noah
Yeah.
Smart. I don't, yeah, Noah Smart. And Noah, yeah, forgive me for that. But I just wanted to say, yeah, man, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And you make it even more special.
Yes. So, Dr. Zarif, I do want to say or include the topics because for whatever reason my slides weren't popping up, but I did want to go ahead and mention the topics. So, for everyone watching right now, the topic we are talking about is protein, and protein makes you big and strong. That's one of the first ones. Healthiest source of protein, and also plant-based sources of protein. I wanted to make sure I added those topics because again, for whatever reason, my slide wasn't popping up, but I wanted to make sure I kept that so we are all on the same page.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, shall we get started?
Yes, we shall.
Okay. Well, we're talking about that comment that I just shared with everybody. So, what are you going to do about your protein? So, these are some of the things that I'm going to share with you. But the question really should be perhaps, where do you get your protein, or where do you get your nutrients? That's what's really important. And I think even more important than just where you get your protein is, where do you get your nutrients? Protein doesn't run the whole show. Protein is a part of the show. So it's really, that's like having mind of nature, and you just take out, maybe you take me out, and then it's just Carolyn. Well, not just Carolyn, but Carolyn can hold her own but if she's there and she's doing the report, it's just not the same. It's quite not, you know what I mean? So if we have our own styles, and the combination of myself and Carolyn and even the guests that come on, and you are part of what makes the Mind of Nature so wonderful. But it's not just one thing. It's no way that I could be, no, I should say that no leader is greater than the people that follows that leader. Now let's get back to it. Health is influenced by a total of dietary patterns, including fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, healthy fats, like the essential fatty acids, for instance, hydration, physical activity. Are you a beautiful person, an attractive person, but you don't do any exercises? You eat well, but you don't do any exercises. You sleep well, but you don't do any exercise. You look good on Sunday and you got a nice car. All of that's beautiful, but has not a doggone thing to do with what we need to have happening, and that is getting the nutrients and your sleep and your environment. All of that is a balance along with what we eat. Okay, so that the protein is just important, but it is not only the part of a much larger, it's a much bigger story than that. And that's why we're here on the Mind of Nature, so we can share things with you. The cultural mindset surrounding food is slowly changing. More people are recognizing that healthy dietary patterns can include a higher spectrum of approaches, from the omnivorous diets to vegetarian and completely plant-based lifestyles. Now, a respectful discussion, that is, not an argument, screaming, and all of that kind of stuff, but a respectable, ominous diet to, for instance, a vegetarian can completely plant-based, and these completely plant-based lifestyles, there is a difference, and we would be able to help each other better if we didn't get into these quarrels so rapidly. It's just all a reaction. And don't you know that the way that people eat is a part of their belief system? You can't just come over and just say, no, don't eat that, that'll hurt you. People don't care nothing about that. You know why? Because they don't believe it. Now, respectful discussion and scientific inquiry should replace outdated assumptions and stereotypes, but they don't. They just keep going. They go on, and people continue to believe what they hear. They believe even what they see when it comes to perhaps some of those things that are presented to us in the most healthiest way. Even the psych out that they have on hamburgers and French fries to make them look as crunchy and crispy as possible. And that's when people are using food as art. But unfortunately, what happens is that we end up eating too much of that, and we've been talking about that for years. And guess what? I've run into so many people, just like I talked to Sister Rashida Latif today, and it was just great seeing her, or hearing her rather, because she was elsewhere. But I just wanted to just say this is what we need to do in order to get people to start eating in a healthier way. Now, some people still don't get it. They don't get it because they think that, you know what? They think that if you eat a certain thing and you live for so long that, hey, that's just the way it is. Everybody got to die from something. But you hardly ever hear people talk about, yeah, I escaped death, and I want to let everybody know that there is a big difference in the way that I eat now. You might be vegetarian or vegan or plant-based eating lifestyles. That might be one of it. So you might get a question every now and then, and that question is, what are you going to do about your protein? This question sounds innocent, but it reflects a deeply rooted belief that animal products are primary and only reliable, and it's the only reliable source of protein. Now, this is a belief, just like I said earlier. It's just a simple, it is a belief, it is a religion. And this belief did not emerge by accident. This is reinforced by decades of marketing and industry influence and cultural conditioning. Carolyn, you wanted to get in there? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and keep going.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm here. It was just I wasn't ready.
yeah. I wanted to just ask you, do you want anything, some feedback or something that you want to add?
No, well,
I'll
uh,
come back around.
I mean, when you mentioned it being a belief, and that's something that I've heard you say many times before. I absolutely agree with that. You'll have food arguments or you'll have food topics that causes arguments. Between family, really, because they may believe that something does a certain thing and someone else feels differently, or even when you decide to no longer eat, let's say, pork. That's a lot of things that you have a lot of people who may not even go as far as vegan or plant based, but something just as simple as saying, I no longer eat pork. That also can be something that may cause some kind of argument, or someone may even be offended by it. If they are used to serving like their husband or even child, that makes the decision to no longer do that. So that's my addition to what you just said.
Oh, thank you for that. During the 1940s, the United States experienced major changes in agriculture and food production. That's even today, you will see more of the so-called hybrid um, or designer fruit. And there you'll have things like, I just saw one this morning. It was plumpricots. I think that's how it's pronounced. Plumpricots is a mixture of apricots and plums, and they're very beautiful fruit. It's beautiful. I wish I had one to show you. The outside almost looks like, it feels like um, some type of just smooth uh, felt or something. It's just real smooth. It almost have. If you ever played pool before, that pool table feeling, when you rub it with your fingers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really incredible. You can
Like a
check them out. They're just quite delicious, and you can get them. I got these at Trader Joe's, as a matter of fact. And when you go to your local farmers market, they have many of these available. So, and if they don't, ask for them, because they'll make it their business. Following the Great Depression and World War II, the cattle, dairy, and meat industries sought to expand consumption of their products. Now, the government programs, advertising campaigns, and industry-sponsored nutrition messages, they actually promoted meat as a symbol of strength and prosperity and patriotism and good health. And that was symbolized by beef and pork, chicken and eggs and dairy products. These were increasingly portrayed as essential foods that every every healthy American should uh, consume daily. Now, You notice I said in America because, yeah, again, it's a belief. So that belief came along with coming up in the different cultures that we experienced as being Americans, and all of the political BS that we also hear and abide by. Now, today, this marketing legacy, it contains or continues to influence public opinion. Many of these still view non-animal eating people to be skeptical. Vegetarians and vegans are often mentioned about protein, iron, strength, and overall health, despite the substantial scientific evidence that's showing that well-planned plant-based diets can provide all essential amino acids. That's the valine, the isoleucine, the leucine, the lysine, the methionine, the phenylalanine, you see, tryptophan. All of these are some of the amino acids and the support a healthy living person right in the now, and as for lifespan, the whole lifespan. And in many of the social settings, refusing meat can be viewed as being unusual. It can be viewed as extreme. It can be viewed as being weak, soft. It can be even viewed as a problem with, homosexuality, like a person, expressing femininity. It can be a person that is expressed in beta, again, being a soft person. So all of these things, but these are not true. I should follow it up and say that because in many social gatherings, you hear people, and this is only to people that's refusing meat because it can be viewed as unusual. And you don't eat meat, man. You don't eat no ribs, no chicken. Oh man, you crazy as hell. So you will hear things like that. How about you're extreme? That's extreme. I eat my meat, man. I don't eat a lot, but and some people, they eat meat around the clock, and usually there's a consequence for that. And some people, they escape. I think some people escape more consequences. It just appears like that because you go a life that is included with a lot of meat and excessive alcohol and smoking and all of those things. Yeah, you can pretty much expect consequences from it. A lot of people do what they do because they feel like there's no consequences. The irony is that many of the world's largest and strongest animals, including elephants, gorillas, rhinoceros, horses, and buffalo or bisons, they build their bodies primarily from plants, and plants are the original source of most nutrients within the food chain. Now, the animals obtain their protein by consuming plants directly or indirectly. Humans can obtain protein from these same plant sources that the animals are eating from without necessarily consuming the animal for the protein. It's just like the animal, when the animal's like the third man, it's just like somebody come between you in order to make the deal. But you don't need that. We can get food directly from the plants. Modern nutritional science has demonstrated that protein deficiency is relatively uncommon in developed nations. Because the people underdeveloped nations, they may have issues with starvation, not just being hungry. I'm talking about starvation. That's two big differences. I'll leave that up to you to explore, find out what I mean by that. There's a big difference in, God, I'm hungry, man, let's get something to eat, and man, I'm starving to death, I don't know if I can make it. So yeah, it's a big thing. So I'm going to leave it right there. I do want to almost, I want to just add a little bit more, far more common. Let's just talk. Let's go back a little bit more. The modern nutritional science has demonstrated that protein deficiency is relatively uncommon in developed nations. Far more common are diseases associated with excessive consumption of highly processed food, and also known as ultra processed foods, added sugars, saturated fats. Now I don't mean the good fats, I mean the stuff that'll cause saturated fats or partially hydrogenated fats, and these are certainly not healthy for you. Far more common are diseases associated with excessive consumption of highly processed foods, went over there, added sugars, saturated fats, and calorie-dense diets. Now, yet the public conversation often remains focused on protein, while the other critical health factors receive less attention. And that would be like the things that you're eating, the things that you cannot, again, do balance being a healthy person when you're violating your sleep. You're not allowing you to get deep rest. You're making a violation of your the balance of your body when you're taking some illicit drug, or if you're smoking, or all the other things that people can do when they are celebrating, when they're just casually going through their day. This is not the healthiest way. So I'm going to stop right here, and we're going to bring Carolyn back to the front, and we're going to see if you have, today we're recording today, the 11th. This is a we're pre-recording, but we do want you to make comments so that we can come back, read those comments, and we do read the comments, and we want to get back to many as possible. Okay, Carolyn, you're up.
Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for joining us here in the Mind of Nature. As Dr. Zarif just mentioned, this is a pre-recording, but yes, still go ahead and do those things like liking and sharing. If you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is Dr. Farid Zarif, Dr. Farid Zarif for the YouTube channel. And Dr. Zarif, you were mentioning how the animals get their protein from plants. Now, you have some people who, the ones who want to argue and say, well, plants, that they're living things as well. So how do you explain that? Because whenever someone's saying, well, I don't eat meat, I don't eat, animals, I don't to harm the animals, they'll come back with that argument and say, well, plants are living as well, and you guys are eating plants. What do you say to something like that?
I say that again, there's a belief system, and sometimes people are extreme about what they eat, extreme about what they drink, and they can say it the other way too. They're extreme about what they don't do. Some people just don't do certain things. Some people swear by fasting. Some people don't. They say, no, I eat all around. I don't ever stop. I don't ever stop eating because, I don't need to. And then you have people that are according to their beliefs, they feel that if they exercise and they're strong in the gym, that they can fight off disease. And it's like, no. We just keep telling people, sure, you do, by working out, you do reduce what? the risk. You reduce the risk. How much, it depends on how invested you are in your time, in the exercise and whatever else beliefs you have. But most of the things are, you come up with the things that we hear about the protein, about other foods. That why do people talk down on, to people if they don't eat like them? But I mean, all I can do is say I know that I can share and share you what I am. I'm not going to take up my do all that stuff. But you do know that for those of you that's been around, I've been here for a long time, and I've been taking care of myself. I'm not hobbling. I'm not like just barely making it, and I'm not saying that to be braggadocious, but I do know that in all of the years that I've been studying and all the years that I've been educating, that eating a plant-based diet or eating more plant-based foods would definitely help you to balance and attain a healthier body.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. So, Carrie, if you don't have anything else to say here, I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Did I cut you off there?
No, you didn't. That was
Okay.
great.
All right. Good. Okay, let's go because this time is going. Goodness.
I
All
know.
right. So here we go. I want to, when you hear that thing, makes your body big and strong. What's that song? You're a Shiny Star. Yeah, by Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, it's a line, and there's a make your body big and strong. Yeah.
I think.
Um,
I think. Yes, I'm sure I've heard it. I am sure I have.
make your body. Yeah. I don't know, but I had to sing it. When you sing it, you say, was I on key, or did I hit the note, or anything like that? I
I
feel
don't.
sorry.
I don't worry about the being on key. It's this for me. It's the words.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
the.
you know a lot too. Good God. You know word for word, word. That's why you're so smart. Um, Let me see here. We want to get back to the does protein make your body big and strong? Well, protein makes you big and the quote of protein makes you big and strong is one of the most common nutrition messages taught to children, and is also taught to their parents. While protein is essential for growth, repair, and maintenance of muscles, the statement is only partially true. Protein alone does not automatically make a person bigger, stronger, or healthier. Now, muscle growth, this is very important, especially with those of you that go to the gym for the synthesization of muscle. Um, and that means to make muscles. And so muscle growth occurs when several factors work together. And again, it's not just one thing. Resistance or resistant exercises, adequate calories, and the whole calorie thing wasn't a joke, because it was another way to look at how we eat, and another way to manage the way that we eat. But for the most part, I'm telling you, you can definitely have a healthier body without thinking that you have to calculate or count calories. Another thing is the sufficient sleep, as I continue talking about, not just taking a nap, but deep sleep. This is when your body increases the resistance against disease. It also increases the resistance against illness. It's just really wonderful when you move your body, when you exercise and stretch, and you do chair, tai chi. All of these are very, very healthy for you. Now, a person can consume large amounts of protein and still fail to gain muscle if they do not change their muscles through physical activity, or if they consistently lack adequate recovery and sleep. Now, protein serves as the body's construction material. If or it actually should, that reminds me of Dr. L. Sharpton. Reverend Sharpton. Well, anyway, inside joke. Let's go on. It actually helps you to build and to repair your muscles, the organs, your skin, blood, enzymes, hormones, and immune cells. However, protein is not the body's preferred source. And I'm talking about for energy now. Protein is not the body's preferred fuel source. And the carbohydrates and fats typically provide the energy needed to or for daily activity and exercise. Carbohydrates and the good fats. Things like, your walnut oil and your avocado oil, coconut oil, and on. Carbohydrates and fats typically provide the energy needed for daily activity and exercise. Without enough energy from food, the body may burn protein for fuel instead of using it to build and repair. So in other words, sometimes your body will use the protein. It's just like when people go on these extreme fasts, or fast, I didn't mean to say fasts, but the extreme fast where they actually go for 30, 40, I would say 40 days and over. And a lot of times you can see the droopiness of their skin. You can see the shrinkage of their muscle mass. And this is what happens when we don't do it in balance. Many people assume that the only animal products provide the protein needed for strength. And in reality, protein is found throughout the plant kingdom, like beans and lentils, peas, soybeans, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and vegetables. They all contain protein. All of what you just heard contains protein. And some of the world's largest herbivorous animals, they include elephants, gorillas, bison, and horses. They develop tremendous size and the strength while eating predominantly plant foods. You know how strong an elephant is? You ever seen an elephant just take a truck, and that truck was full of people, and they were out there on their little safari, and the elephant turns the entire bus over, one animal? That's a lot of strength. The human body does not recognize whether the amino acids come from a cow or chicken, fish, beans, lentil, or peanuts. What matters most is obtaining the adequate amounts of essential amino acids over the course of a day through a varied and balanced diet. And that just sounds varied and balanced diet means have a mixture of make sure that you have your leafy greeny vegetables, your artichokes. You might have some whole grain rolls. Some people don't, but if it is appropriate for you, then that's what I'm talking to. But it's a lot of things that you can eat, and there's a great opportunity for you to start right now. Modern nutrition science has shown that a well-planned, and that's the thing, it's a schematic, it's a scheme. You get a well-planned plant-based diet can provide sufficient protein for athletes, older adults, and physically active individuals. So Right now, we're going to just stop and go back to Care and see if we got any feedback from Care.
No, thank you so much, Dr. Zari. For everyone that's joining right now, this is a pre-recording. But we, Dr. Zarif and I, are always in the comments, even if it's after the fact of it being a live comment. We'll go back in and check the comments and see what the feedback is in the comments. But thank you all so much for joining us here. Just continue to do the same things you usually would, which is liking the live, sharing, and dropping comments as well, because it all really is appreciated whenever you're doing any of that. Something you mentioned, Dr. Zarif, is Tashi. Chair Tashi. Is that it?
Yes.
Is that something that you're on board with when it comes to Chair Tashi?
Oh yeah, chair is just all that is. That's something that you even had like Jack LaLanne years ago. I was a baby, and I remember Jack LaLanne on TV with his leotard or his one. The one is what is it called? Onesie or something like that.
The leotard?
Yes.
I guess so. I don't know why I was thinking that was a woman when you said the person's name.
Oh, Jack LaLanne.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's Jack LaLanne used to do the chair exercises,
Okay.
and the chair exercise was just what it says: chair exercise, exercising with a chair.
Yes.
Now, or Tai Chi Chuan is a martial art. It can be combative or non-combative,
Oh.
but it does work. I'm all for it because anything that if you can put something that doesn't hurt people and you can put that out and show them how to keep themselves stronger and to start working out, let's go. If somebody does an exercise program and they just doing nothing but blowing up balloons, that hey, if it works, let's get busy because many times you have people that don't get the lucky break of staying here. They simply expire early because their time is up, and a lot of times that time is up because of the combination of things that they do that negates managing life.
Right. So, like you say, just anything beats a zero, right?
Anything beats a zero.
Yes.
Absolutely. Let's look at some good old foods. You're ready to get hungry? All right, here we go. Right up here, of course, you can. What does that look to you? What beans are those?
I have to say, oh, black beans.
Exactly. So black beans are number one. They're up there on the list. There's other good things too. Even black eyed peas are rich in protein also. But the black beans are absolutely wonderful. And then you have look at that salad. That is, you can make your own salad dressing. We won't talk about that right now, but we will say that this is something that you can do at home. And to tell you the truth, I really wasn't about that salad thing until I start until I start actually making the salads and stuff for Care. Then I would say, hey, I think I have some too. But being a bachelor for so long, that was something that was inculcated, and I continued eating like I was a single man. You don't even have to. You just go in there. You know how single guys do? They drink straight from the carton, and they just is bad. So that's one of the benefits, my good friends. You know, so. Here, right here, snow peas. These are delicious, and you just open them up, and there's two seeds there. We eat the whole thing. Usually, people see these little tips right there. This is what people, when they're serving it to you, they'll cut those tips off. It's just cellulose anyway, meaning that won't be breaking it down anyway. It is a form of fiber. Okay. All right. We're looking good, and let's see how we're doing here. Oh, wow. Time is almost up, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit more to your notes. Okay. So let's go. Here, I want to start off by just giving you an idea. 18 grams of protein per cooked cup. Now that is almost in your protein drinks. You have like about 25 grams per cup of the um, different protein drinks. I was just thinking about the many kinds of protein drinks, but that protein drink, look, lentils, 18. That's 18 grams. That is has more than most of those protein bars on the shelf, because they have a little bit of something in it, but 18 is really good. Rich in fiber, iron, folate, and potassium that supports your heart health and your digestive health. This is really wonderful. When it comes to beans, black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, and navy beans, I love, love, love navy beans. Eating navy beans was the first thing that I paid attention to. If you have a lot of pustules or bumps or a lot, pardon me, if you have a lot of, the little teenage bump, the testosterone breakout, uh, eat you some navy beans. Just get some navy beans and don't make a whole lot of different. Cut up some carrots, cut up some onions and put in that bad boy, and cut up a little celery. And then you mix it up, let it continue to cook, and soften up those beans real good. And then put your, however you like your seasoning. I like curry. Other people like other things, but whatever it is that you like, mix it up with those navy beans. Oh my goodness, it's really, really good. It's also an excellent source of fiber and antioxidants. Antioxidants also helps your body fight against potential cancerous situations. Along with fiber, it helps to regulate your bowel movement. Next is chickpeas, and I love chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. Now look at this, 15 grams of protein per cooked cup. 15 grams. That again is wonderful. You know why? Because men and women only need something about 45, maybe 45 to 50, depends on if they're athletic, you move around and all that. So about 45 to about 50 grams for those people that will eat soy food, the chickpeas, and I'm going to get down to soy foods in a minute. But the chickpeas, they are delicious. And if you have like the wahani rice, it's called wahani, or they have prohibited rice. That is something that you want to check out. Okay. All right. Here we go. The soy foods, the tofu, tempeh, edamame, and soy milk. It's also soy. It's found in like your yogurt, soy butter, and so on. So there's a lot of soy products. And then there's the nuts and seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are high in protein, magnesium, zinc, and iron. Guys, when you listen to this and you don't have any kind of enlargement of your prostate, then continue with your pumpkin seeds. Now, if you do have it, take the pumpkin seed oil and use that. It has great reports on the reducing the chances of having different types of like benign prostatic enlargement, and there's a lot of things that you'll be glad that you did take some, because a lot of especially black men now are facing problems and with your prostate. Now, get to your doctor so that you'll understand what Gleason is, what the Gleason score is. You understand your PSA, your prosthetic, all the different types of numbers, testing, where you should be to balance, all of that stuff. You don't have to just sit around and just wait to die, or just feel like there's no hope for you. Well, I don't like to use the word hope, but people that feel like there isn't an answer for them. How about that? All right, so we're going to finish it up just with grains. And grains include the hemp seeds, the chia seeds, the pumpkin seeds, almonds, and the walnuts. But the sunflower seed oil, and we'll get into that later, but believe me, there are so many wonderful, wonderful gifts in nature. It's just mind-blowing. Now, here are some of the animal sources that we talked about earlier. See that? These are animal sources, and that's just the way of the world. So if you want to spend your time going head up with people that eat different than you do, I don't know if you should give that a second and third thought, because when it comes down to it, as long as that person is doing right, and what I mean by right is being kind to others, helping others, teaching others, leading others, helping older people, helping young children learn. There's so many other good things that you can do. Those of us that actually consume the animal foods, their healthier options generally include wild salmon. I used to eat wild salmon and all that. It hasn't been, this has been so many years I've lost count. But I've been eating pretty healthy for most of my life. And I've had my the different cookies and cakes and pies and cinnamon rolls. Oh yeah, I used to go for all of that stuff. And I used to talk to myself about, this is healthy though. This is made with whole grain. This is made with, whole wheat flour. I would talk myself just like you do when you want to eat a certain thing. You allow your mind to talk you into it. And you're like, yeah, I think I will have me that Verner's ginger ale. Like Diva, Dr. Diva Tina. So just like she would say, you have those voices, or a voice talking to you, which is your imagination, and then you end up doing that. So as we close out here, there's a bigger picture. Protein is essential, but health is influenced by much more than just protein alone. The healthiest protein sources are those that come packaged with fiber, vitamins, minerals, healthy fat, and protective phytochemicals. Phyto again means what? It means plant. So we're talking about plant chemicals. So this is one reason why the populations with long life expectancy often consume large amounts of legumes, whole grains, vegetables, fruit. I always say fruits, most time fruit instead of fruits. But anyway, nuts and seeds as regular sources of protein. A nutrition researcher or author, the T. Colin Campbell, has emphasized that quality of the entire dietary pattern matters more than focusing on one single nutrient. Protein is important, but So is fiber, sleep, exercise, hydration, stress management, and social connection. Very good. So now I'm going to go back down here and show you some things that you can write down. You see all of these different types of, those are these green little beans down there. Those are mung beans. Mung beans. And you have the other, I think the spotted bean right here. The spotted bean right here is azuki. The azuki in Japan, they call the aduki. But it's azuki and aduki beans. Then you have the black beans, and you have the red lentils. And up here, you have, we just saw those garbanzo beans, or what's the other name from you? Remember, Care?
You said garbanzo and then chickpeas.
There it is.
Yes.
All right. And then you have lima beans over here, kidney beans. Again, these are lentils, green lentils. And over here, you have pinto beans. So you got a lot of choices to choose from, and there's a lot of stuff. This over here to my right, this is tempeh, and tempeh is hard, and it's like when you let the soy will harden and ferment. These are just the soybeans in the back, and these are perhaps, I don't know, I think they look like the, it might be that they look like a green bean or snow peas. I think that's what that is. And this, of course, is raw tofu.
You know, I will say as far as the what was that? The tempeh. I'm still exploring the tempeh. I have to get a good recipe for it.
Yeah,
That's one of the ones that kind of, you know, gives you
yeah,
gives you a little challenge whenever it comes to cooking and making it taste good.
I'm with you on that one, that's for sure. Do you know what you're looking at now? What is this?
Is it oats?
And specify.
You have you have the uh oh my gosh, what is it called? The oh wow.
Steel,
Yes, thank you so much. The steel cut oats, and then you have like the other one. That's not,
old fashioned.
yes. The old fashioned, yes.
Yeah. So you have old fashioned oats, meaning that they didn't take them through the processes of removing, sometimes they remove certain proteins or whatever they have to in order for longer shelf life, and so that they can also say that these are micro ready, like, in the microwave oven. And old fashioned oats, just because they're just oats. It's just a delicious choice daily. And I don't eat anything every day, but it's good for you to have that in steel cut oats. You put your steel cut oats in, and you let the steel cut oats cook for a while in the hot water, and then later you add the old fashioned oats. You know all about that. You know all about that, Care.
Yes, I do. And I like to make sure that the steel cut, is nice and cooked before I add the other one, so they can kind of meet each other, and then finish cooking.
Right.
That's what I like to do
Beautiful.
with the two mixture.
Well, everybody, we were going to come to, going to close up now, and but we will be reopening next weekend, and we'll be back here. And I think we're going to have Dr. James with us next weekend.
I believe so. I think it's yes. I think it is Dr. James up next
Okay,
next
that
weekend.
sounds very cool. So remember, join us next week, next Saturday. And this is, can you, Let me see. Maybe. Yeah, it won't take long. I'm gonna.
So while Dr. Zarif is doing that, this was a pre-recording, everyone. We were not ignoring you, okay? As you're putting your comments, it is a pre-recording, but we, as Dr. Zarif mentioned, will be back live next Saturday. And just a reminder, we go live every Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific time here in the Mind of Nature. So thank you all so much for your comments, your shares, um, and thumbs up. Remember, those all of those things help whenever we're doing those things. That really helps with pushing out the live and getting other people to be able to come on and be a part of the conversation. So I just wanted to say thank you all so much for that. Dr. Zarif, did you find what you were looking for?
Well, today is the 6th. Well, no, it isn't. I don't know what's going on here. Let me see. Today. I think it's on the 16th. So today is the tomorrow is the 10th, correct? So
Say that again.
tomorrow is the 10th. No, because I don't want to get you guys all messed up because we're pre-recording,
This is a
and
pre-recording. Yes.
right now what you're listening to date is July the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Correct.
so 7 days from that is July 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So I think on the 18th we'll have the wonderful Dr. James. Yeah, I know he's been busy helping save the world. So thank you very much, everybody. And yeah, everything is beautiful. I just want to make sure that you're getting what you need to know, and that's what we do here at the Mind of Nature. Carolyn?
Yes. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for the comments that I'm sure that you will be dropping, and then also the likes, the shares, all of those things. Again, it really does go a long way with helping us to just be shown to more people on YouTube, on Facebook, and even on Instagram as well.
All right, we made it through it. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, have a beautiful rest of whatever you're doing, and may you be healthy and joyful. And from myself, from CARE, I'm Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist.